Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So I hope you all can see me very well. I would also like to see your lovely faces. Please switch on your cameras.
Mute कर दूं.
Okay. So first of all, welcome to the seminar. There are a couple of rules that I'll first go through. You should please switch on your cameras at least while asking the question. And I'll prefer if during the entire seminar you switch on keep your camera switched on. Okay. Second is so to avoid chaos, whenever someone is willing to ask a question, you please raise your hand first, and then whenever I'll say out your name or Vaids will, and then you please speak up your doubt. Okay. Then third is I'll just speak up about the formal details of the batch. Once I am done, I'll pass the dash to sir, and all the questions that are related to UPSC preparation, UPSC syllabus, anthropology syllabus preparation, anything, you are welcome to ask. Any questions technical regarding admission, how the things will go on, what are the facilities and all, I'll take them. Okay. So first of all, a very good morning to you again. My name is Antim, and I'm Associate Director at Vaids ICS. During your coaching, I take the theories portion, anthropological theories portion. And I'll first tell you about the details of the upcoming batch. First is there are two batches. One is 11 a.m., other is 2 p.m. Oh, sorry. The first is 9 a.m. and the other is 2 p.m. The 9 a.m. batch is 9 to 11:30 and 2 p.m. batch is 2 to 4:30. We are starting the 2 p.m. batch from 15th April for sure. But there is a slight chance that the 9 a.m. batch, the morning batch, it will get postponed by 2 to 3 weeks. Though maybe you'll start it in 1st May. The final date will be updated to you before the admission start. Okay. Regarding admission process, yeah, please bear with me. तुम लोग दोबारा सुन रहे हो. Regarding admission process, the admissions are starting on 2nd of April. And the admission registrations will start sharp at 8 a.m. on our website. You visit the website and you register yourself. In registration, you have to fill your name, your mobile number, your permanent address, email address, and then you have to choose which batch you want, online or offline, morning or afternoon. You select those things and then you pay a fee of 2,000 rupees for registration. This fee will be non-refundable. After doing this, the process is somewhat different for online and offline people. The people who join online batch, for them the remaining fee will be 50,000. So 2,000 plus 50,000, that will make it 52,000. Then you have next 3 days to make the payment. Okay. And after that, by evening of April 6th, I'll be making a WhatsApp group where the details for your app and study material, answer writing groups, everything will follow. So regarding the classes in online mode are live only. And excuse me. यार ये screen share end कर दो अगर चालू है तो. Regarding the classes will be live only and they will be done only on the app. Okay. And if you somehow end up missing any class, then the replay is held on Sunday. The classes are held thrice a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And Sunday, we will have the replay of all the 3 classes. Okay. So this is the usual schedule. Regarding study material for online people, the study material will be given in 2 parts. The first part will be couriered to you after 1 week of the commencement of classes. I'll ask you, shuru mein kya padhenge? For the first 2 weeks, our source will be Vaids' book, Social Cultural Anthropology, In Search of Ourselves. Okay. So if you are planning to take admission, I suggest you buy that book now and give it a reading. I rather want you guys to skip first 3 chapters for now, because the first 3 chapters may make you feel that Anthro is not your cup of tea. I'll suggest that you start with chapter 4, cover chapter 4 to 9 thoroughly, and please mark all your doubts so you can ask up in the class. Okay? Then study material, and regarding answer writing for online people. So answer writing, what we do is I personally divide you guys into groups of 10, and you are supposed to write your answers and send it to us. We evaluate either over a video conference or no over the recording of the answer. The video evaluation is done, and once the answer, when it reaches a certain level of certain level, then we have a video discussion with Vaids sir. Okay, and regarding offline admissions. For offline admissions, you will be given a date and time slot at which you have to visit the institute and complete the formalities. If you are traveling from out of Delhi and have an issue that maybe the flight that you planned or the train that you planned is coming a day earlier or a day late, you may reach out to me. I will be sharing my number by the end of the session. Okay, and your when you're coming for admission, you bring 2 passport photographs, photocopy of 1 government ID, and the fee. The fee can be paid by check, cash, or online transfer. Okay. So this is the basic detail on how you can join the batch. So now over to Vaids sir. So he'll help you guys understand the syllabus and everything. There is just one last thing I missed telling you. Excuse me. So the syllabus that you guys see, it is quite jumbled up for UPSC, the syllabus that you see. And no, many things are repetitive. So what we have done is we have rearranged the points of the syllabus, and so that it's easier to understand for you. Everything is grouped properly, and I will be sharing that file in the Zoom meeting link itself. And again, for the people who are seeing on YouTube, you can see the link in description. Okay. Now over to Ed, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Is there
Good
anyone
morning,
who doesn't understand Hindi? Please raise your hands. So Naveen is there. Naveen,
Yes,
I
sir.
think Antim sir told you that if you want to interact, you have to keep your camera on.
Yes.
Do you have any reason for? Now it is okay. Where you?
Good
Where
morning,
are you?
sir.
Good morning. Where are you from?
Sir, basically, I'm from Tamil Nadu.
Basically means?
Sir, I'm a native of Tamil Nadu only.
No, basically means.
Actually, sir, like now, presently, I'm in Noida.
Noida.
Yes, sir.
So by now you should have learned it.
Yes, sir. I came like back in 1 year only, sir. I'm
1
trying
year.
to learn it.
It takes 3 months to learn a language.
Yes, sir. I will learn, sir, for sure.
See,
Definitely.
learning language is always an asset. At this age, you may not realize how important it is. But once you get into civil services, then you will realize. I have my students posted in, say, in Kerala or in Tamil Nadu, and within in Missouri, they teach you in 6 months or so, you become, at least you can converse. And when you are in that
Yes, sir.
kind of
Yes.
environment, you can easily learn it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Or you belong to
But I
Tamil
can
medium.
understand little bit, sir.
That I can
I can
understand
understand
Tamil.
it little.
I can understand Tamil. Kunjum kunjum.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay. I can also understand Hindi, thoda, sir.
So any specific doubts you have, Naveen?
Sir, no, sir. Nothing, sir. No. I'm clear with the process, sir.
Tamil Nadu government and Andhra government, they are very concerned about that results are going down successively. So they are going to give liberal grants to civil services aspirants. Like in Andhra Pradesh, they are going to give uh, fee for coaching and boarding and
Yes, sir.
lodging
Yes.
for 1,000 aspirants from Andhra Pradesh.
Yes,
Similar
sir.
scheme, I think you have in Maharashtra also it is there, and many other states it is there.
Yes,
And
sir.
then
Yes.
there are many charitable institutions who are running in Delhi. Jains have their own hostels and coaching. Then Muslims have their own hostel and coaching. That way, plenty of people are doing a lot. But what are the results overall? Like Jain school that is there, we had Akshat from there, and we had the Shreyansh from there. But thereafter, so what is the moral of the story? Hmm? Let us start with the doubts only. Hmm? Let others take lead. No, silence means what? आप लोग पूछो चलो. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is asking how much of the syllabus has to be memorized. Can anybody respond? Actually, it is not a subject only. In UPSC, everything has to be memorized. You know, you have 5 questions. If 3 questions at least you have not memorized, by memorizing your speed increases. If you have to sit there and think over for any question, definitely it will take more time. So if you have not memorized a single question, you may not be able to attempt 3.5. So you have already lost on about 30%. Memory does not mean that word by word everything. The points, the sequence that you should know for everything other than essay. For essay, you will have time to formulate over there and you cannot decide which essay they will ask. But for GS, mains and anthro or optional, the syllabus is well defined. What we advise is, like on day 1 itself, I give you the questions of the first section that we take up. We start with the topic of marriage. In my book, it is chapter 4. We take up marriage, family, kinship, economy, polity, religion. I give you the questions that you have to write and get evaluated. As we finish the topics, you have to. So once I say this answer is okay, I'm very fastidious. Easily I don't. Unless an answer is worth 60% marks, I don't say it is okay. And once I say it's okay, you can mark it up. If you are not in the habit, that one para convert into point and then remember. But remember, you have to. Fine? And that may not be the end. After your prelims, when you will be looking at your answers, you will feel like revising yourself. Because then you will be able to look at the answers holistically. When you are writing answers during the class, you may be focusing on that particular thing. But when you look at after the prelims, plenty of issues more will be there. You can improvise. And not only that, plenty of information you will get in the WhatsApp groups. The WhatsApp groups that we have, every day I upload current affairs for Anthro and for GS mains. So you can keep improvising your knowledge. नहीं पूछ रहा. You know, we have a tradition that we should not speak in front of our elders. So if you follow that, then seminar is meaningless. When career is the issue, it is a serious business. Abhishek, you want to say something? Abhishek Gupta? नहीं. Okay, let me tell you certain things that are essential for you to know. Firstly, you look at the syllabus. You look at the syllabus, and if you look at the syllabus in print or even wherever you see, adjoining syllabus is botany. And if you measure it, botany syllabus seems half. But if you know botany, you will realize that botany is at least 3 times more than anthro. Smallest syllabus would be philosophy. But if one sentence, one word is there, Hinduism, people spend whole of their life and they do not understand what Hinduism is all about. And even in that syllabus, you are not expected to know everything. I told you what I spent 4 years for. You have to prepare in 4 months. Say, for example, there is a chapter on fossil evidence. In our academics, we have almost 95 questions. But here they don't ask you more than 5 questions. So why should we deal with the rest 90? Similarly, in archaeology, there are more than 80 questions. Here again, they don't ask you more than 6 or 7 questions. So why should you go beyond that? Firstly, the syllabus, it is comprehensible. And secondly, we have to concentrate on what is expected and what is not. Certain things are there. I have dealt in the video on uh, syllabus, decoding syllabus. Like certain things are there which are outdated. You have Dollo's rule and Pop's rule and Gauss rule. These are the rules of 19th century evolutionary biology. They rejected in the 20th century and they were introduced in your syllabus in 21st century in 2001. So why should they ask? When they introduced, I said it, I wrote an article in Chronicle also that least likely to be asked, and UPSC has been obliging so far. Many more things are there like that. Some things are repetitive, some things are outdated, something like say Ramapithecus. The term Ramapithecus was rejected in 1970s. In 1980s, we studied Shivapithecus. In the books, you will find Ramapithecus or Shivapithecus in the bracket is equal to Ramapithecus. Or Shivapithecus previously known as Ramapithecus. But in your syllabus, it is still written Ramapithecus or Paranthropus. So there are many things which are outdated. There are many things, even wrong approach is wrong. Say, for example, if they ask you effect of cousin marriages in biological anthropology, we don't talk about cousins. We talk in terms of inbreeding. We talk in terms of consanguinity. We will discuss why it is relevant or why it is not and why it was asked in UPSC and what should be the approach. That's a different matter. But biology and culture, they may be overlapping, but they cannot be totally the same. So syllabus I have discussed in that video, Anthropology syllabus decoded. Otherwise also, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. The syllabus is, in terms of topics, it is really limited. But the way they have designed the syllabus, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1. No other subject has been categorized that way. And even the sequence is wrong. If you look at the syllabus, first is what is anthropology, 1.1. Second is relationship of anthropology with other sciences. And third is various branches of anthropology. Unless you know various branches of anthropology, how can you talk of the relationship with other sciences? So many things are there that generate confusion. And there are certain things like inbreeding, it has been repeated 4 times. I told you about cousin marriages, then consanguinity is given, then genetic load is given. If you have understood inbreeding, you try to look at where you find cousin marriage, you won't find in biological anthropology. So you get confused. So firstly, understand the syllabus properly and then start your preparations. biology and culture, they are definitely interrelated. And that we realize when we talk about fossil evidence, that we realize when we talk about language and communication, that we realize when we talk about cultural evolution. But still, even if they are related, a lot is different also. So don't get confused when you are preparing. That is why when I'm telling that when you are writing an answer, only a particular topic is there in your mind. But once you have finished your syllabus, then you will realize what other things you had to relate, but that have not been a part of your answer. Fine. Paper 1, it is quite technical. Don't go by the technicality in engineering and medicine. In terms of social sciences, it is quite technical. And when things are technical, the answers are straightforward. Means either you are right or you are wrong. There is nothing in between. So if you are conceptually strong, you can score very well in paper 1. But you must know how to relate the two. In paper 2, most of the things are right. Like in tribal India, let us say if you forgot about tribal problems and you start writing about your family problems, must be existing in some tribe. So you are right. But how much right you are, you have to justify with your case studies, with your facts, with your analysis, with the interpretation of what you have studied. So if you have writing skills also, paper 2 requires writing skill, and most of the social sciences you require. And ironically, most of the people with technical background, they lack this quality. So if you have not started preparing for UPSC, I wish that you devote some time to improvising your English. Not only helps in paper 2, helps in a bit of ethics also, and quite significantly for essay also. Fine. And another point to be noted is reading too much does not make you a bigger IAS. I've already told you that UPSC does not want you to write more than 350 words for each maximum. Let us say you read a source, you were convinced, you prepared, you consult another source. Where will you fit in that? If you are convinced with the first one that yes, it is satisfying. Problem with UPSC is that if you ask 10 people, you will get 11 types of advice. By the time you reach the 10th person, the first person has already changed his mind. So you have to make a strategy. Yes, want to say something?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Sir,
Good
you
morning.
was talking about that if we get confirmed that from one source we studied a topic and we ensure that that much information is enough, then how do we get that knowledge that this much is enough for that topic or that subject?
So मैंने तो finish ही नहीं किया अभी. I'm continuing with that issue only. Let me finish, then you ask.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
Sorry.
So let us say in my own book, which sir was telling about, In Search of Ourselves, a particular head may contain 2000 words. But let us say a question you have to write in 250 words. What we do in the class is, when I told you paper 1 is technical, and when things are technical, we have lecture, discussion, dictation, all the three. When the things are factual, we just discuss and tell you the approach how to write answers. So if you have to write in 250 words, I give you 300 words. If you are looking at another source, obviously some of the material from your class notes will be excluded. Always remember that it is your class only that distinguishes your answer from others. And not only that, because subject is new, whatever you have to insert, where to insert it, initially at least you will never be knowing. So when you are writing an answer, you have to take care whether you have justified the statement of the question or not. When you are writing an answer, just 4 things are there maximum. First is introduction, that will include definition also. Or concept is there. Then you have logic, supporting the concept or opposing the concept. Then you have support with the help of examples in paper 1 and case studies in paper 2. And then if any other mechanism you have, diagram or pie diagram, pie chart and other things, you support it, that is all. You cannot write more than that. When people are writing answer, they like you have the help books also. Aksha's book is there and Bhashmes is there and one Chronicles is also there. The problem with these books is that if they just write to the point, then the beginner cannot understand. If they write exhaustively, that will go much, much beyond the word limit. So what we advise is that you write your answer and then you compare with Aksha's book. And you will realize that at times, at points, your answer is better than that. You don't have to copy it. You have to compare it. And despite my telling, even many of my students, they copy it. If you copy, you are just blind to what is written and what is not. When you show me any answer, I just have to be satisfied that you have understood while writing. So when you have written, I ask you, what is this? And you say, sir, it's written in that book. That is no argument. I totally discourage this kind of tendency. And if it is repeated, I just block the person for a week. You have to be original. You have to be different from others. There are only 2 ways to score. Either write more than what others do or write different from what others do. More depends on your speed, but otherwise space is limited for that. Different, it is the class that makes it different. Fine. So reading list is there, but specific topics are there. Other than my book, there is no other book that has been written for UPSC only. And this book that is there, this is the textbook even in academics also. So your examiners, they are well versed with this book. For every other book, specific topics. There is no book that you have to read in total. Of course, book list is there. But the more you read, but why should you read? I have a great grudge with your whole generation that whatever you read today, you forget tomorrow. And there is no solution to that. Quite often I tell my students that if you forget, UPSC will forget you. Then why should you cry? Just now I told that whatever things are final, remember them. And that knowledge may not specifically for a particular question. It may be for multiple use, like our paper 1, part 1, social marriage, family, kinship and all those, and paper 2, part 1, basis of Indian social system and social change. These are very crucial to attempt social issues in general studies. And whole of it along with tribal India, they are very crucial to make a background for essay. So just forgetting one thing, you may be losing on n number of other things, which nobody is going to tell you. Only after the exam you will realize. Fine. Now that way I'll keep on speaking and speaking. This has to be a monologue. In the class, we have plenty of monologues. So it has to be a dialogue. I think I have raised many doubts in your mind, and you have to come up with that. Or if you join classes, you will clarify there itself. But if you are not, I doubt whether anybody is going to tell you anywhere. Like this friend of ours, he said he joined yesterday in a seminar. I doubt whether they discussed all this. Want to ask? Yes, sir. Diagrams are always there. And let us say, simplest question in marriage will be, what are the different types of marriages practiced in India or tribal India? Actually, no question is absolutely factual in UPSC, whether it is GS or Anthro or SA. If he is asking you what are the different types of marriages, he is not asking you what are the different, he is asking you why different types of marriages are practiced. You have to define, you have to give diagrams, you have to give reasons, you have to give examples. You have to understand what is expecting of you. Fine? और कुछ पूछना है तो पूछो. Otherwise, you have to generate that interest of mine in yours. Nikhil? Akanksha? What is this?
Anshika.
Varma. हाँ बोलो.
Hello, sir. Sir, I have a question. So, when we are preparing a certain topic, according to you, what's your advice? Should I stick to one particular material or referring to different books would be better when I
See,
prepare a certain
when
topic?
you are writing an answer, the thing that you have to see is whether the source that you have, whether it justifies the content of the question or not. If you think content is not enough, then you should look for another source.
Okay, sir. Is it?
Otherwise, that will become lengthy, that will cross word limit. And one more thing, word limit is given there, but you don't have to bother about the word limit. You have to bother about the time limit. And your speed will decide. I mean, 10 marker, you have to write in 7 minutes. I can write 200 words in 7 minutes. Most of you may be able to write 150 only. Even if they ask you 150, they are not going to count. So you have to bother about the time limit, how much time you are consuming. It may not be the time of another question that you are taking for a particular question. That is all. So if you have read one thing, you are convinced that what is expected of this question, that no more is required, then that is okay. If you include more sources, then which part you will exclude, that will become another exercise. How to make your answer precise. That practice we have after the prelim result is out. After prelim result is out, those who qualify, we have twice a week session on time-bound answer writing program. How to write an answer within time limit, depending on your speed. You have to arrange accordingly. Fine. Yeah, Nikhil?
Yeah, hi sir. So I'm asking like how scoring it is compared to the other subjects given the time that has been devoted to it.
So there's a lot of disturbance on your side.
Is it clear now?
Better.
Yeah, so I'm asking how scoring it is compared to other subjects given the time that has been given to it.
How scoring it is. Why should UPSC be partial towards a particular subject?
No, I'm asking in terms of the time that has
Just
been
a
given to
minute.
it.
I have just started answering you. Two things you have to see to it. First is how much time you can save in a particular subject, the time that you can use to improvise your essay and general studies. In that sense, anthropology definitely it helps you in that. Secondly, no subject is scoring, you have to make it scoring. I told you this is the way, this is the approach you have to follow. Everybody knows the answer. But what are the specifications? How to introduce, how to conclude, what kind of arguments will follow, what kind of diagrams will be suitable. All these things, most of the people, candidates, they think that diagrams are given in the book to understand. They don't even know that diagrams have to be an integral part of your answer. There are certain topics, actually there are 5 topics, which are, you can say, comparatively require more time to understand. You have fossil evidence, primates, prehistoric archaeology, prehistory, evolution, and genetics. These are the 5 topics. You have to fully involve yourself, and these are very scoring. Say, for example, every year they ask at least 80 to 110 marks worth of questions from here. And our students, on an average, take a lead of 20 to 30 marks in these questions only. Because either they are technical or in general, candidates don't know how to put it. At the best, they can mug up through the notes provided by Akshat or Sachin or Prem Prakash Meena or things like that. Understand, they do not. And these 5 topics only, and these are the topics which I tell my students that if you are doing anything else, if you are doing a job, whatever it is, you devote the full time while we are taking up these 5 topics. Like say genetics. Zoologists and botanists and doctors, they think they know genetics. But they forget that we are not talking about Drosophila or guinea pigs. We are talking about humans. Some of the logics that apply to zoology and botany may not apply to humans. Say, for example, in zoology, hybridization means mating of members of different species. In our case, in humans, inbreeding and hybridization both take place in humans only. So, firstly, they have to undo what they know, and then they have to. Fine? Yes?
Sir, sorry. There is a question from YouTube. I'm hoping it will be beneficial for everybody. It's from Bhavna. She is asking, sir, is this the right time to take up anthropology for 2024?
Bhavna, is it the right time? How do you define right time?
Yes.
No, but how will you decide what is the right time? If I say you are already lagging behind, what will be your view? Generally, it takes 14 to 16 months for an ordinary person to prepare whole of UPSC with quite sound background. If you do not prepare anthro right now, when will you? And I expect that if you are appearing for 24, some of the GS should already be prepared. Otherwise, now till August, you are taking up anthropology and you have to finish about say 170, 180 answers during that period through a team of 10 members which are there that Antim sir told you about. And then I wish that you finish your GS mains by January 31st. And if you are taking up coaching of general studies, I warn you, don't join anthropology classes. At least here you must not, because I'm demanding, I expect answers from you. And while you are taking up 2 classes, you cannot write answers. If you are taking up GS, how to take benefit of coaching is you have 2.5 hours GS class, come back from the institute, convert into points. Then whatever additional sources you want to put in, take out points from there and insert within those points, and then remember those points. And whole of this exercise will take at least 5 to 6 hours. 2.5 hours in the class and 6 hours here. 8.5 hours if you are doing general studies, how much time you are left for anthropology? And just because anthropology is new, we always advise that first, before coming to the class, you know the topic, you must go through the topic at least twice. Before coming to the class, at least 15 minutes before to half an hour before the class, whatever doubts are there, you will put in my WhatsApp number, all the doubts, so that we clarify all those doubts either before the class or during the class. After the class is over, you go back, read again what you have read and also your class notes, and write at least one answer and read what you have to for the next class. So how much time it will take? How can you take up both the classes? If you are doing your graduation or engineering or medicine, whatever you are, or if you are doing a job, we very straightforward advice, by finish your job. While you are preparing, you need a cool mind. Revision you can along with your job, but prepare you cannot. So if you don't start for 24, I would say you are already late. We already have finished 6 batches. But still you can cover up. But if you delay it, the problem is that if you are taking coaching, your whole attention is towards that particular subject only. So even if you have prepared GS to an extent, I told you what you read today, you forget tomorrow. After you finish your anthro, you will realize that you have to make a fresh beginning for general studies. The more you delay, the more is the probability that greater time has to be there. Fine? Yes, ma'am. Anshika?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am,
So, sir, I have a question regarding the anthro answer writing. As you said, either it has to be different or I have to write more. So if I want to, let's say I'm putting a definition and I want to make it different, how do I know that the thinker I'm going to quote in the definition, if it's credible from the UPSC point of view or not? Or should I just quote the usual thinkers which many others
see,
are going to
you
quote?
will always need a mentor. If you are preparing on your own, you got to have somebody who can help you out. Other way out, you visit a dictionary of anthropology or a dictionary of sociology. Fine?
Okay, sir.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir. In the question Anshika asked, I also want to ask related to that whether we can prepare GS and optional side by side if I am doing self-study of GS. So can I continue GS while joining a class for optional also, like anthropology?
Can you tell me, are you preparing GS the way I told you? Nobody does.
Means
If you have just to attend classes, then it's different.
no, not the classes. I am doing it by myself. But as you said, it is more like that only. Means I am referring the books, then I am making notes out of it for
See,
reference.
you can have time to prepare GS in between, I told you, except for these 5 topics. You will
Okay.
have time. And when you will have time, I'll tell you that now you can.
Okay, sir.
Hmm? Or you should be wise enough to decide about yourself. Because if you are concerned about one result, I'm concerned about 20. So my concern is bigger than yours. Shubham?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, my question is that how important is the biology part of the syllabus for non-biology background students? For example, I've done BTech, so
You tell me one thing. All the people who have their videos on YouTube, how many of them had bio background?
sir, like yeah, I know, like my seniors also have qualified using Anthro, Shubham and Shreyansh.
Hmm.
But basically, just wanted to know that I'm not sure how interested they were in the biological part, if that is needed or not, if that interest is needed or not in the
In the
biology.
beginning only I told you that your interest, the generation of interest, it is the responsibility of the person who is sitting on this side. I started that way only. See, for example, you may be worried about diagrams. Most people are worried about. If, let us say, the worst thing that we have, skull का? Skull is one thing which people are, most of you are worried about. How you do it? See, this is your skull. And this is the only movable part. This is called lower jaw. Then you have, this is the nasal depression of the nose. And here you have a nasal spine also, which is broken in most of the bones which are available in the market. So if you can realize the shape of this, and accordingly you can say, for example, this is your nasal depression, this is your nasal spine, this is your upper jaw, lower jaw, chin, curvature of the chin, then this is your forehead, and then this is your curvature of it, and that is all. How much time it has taken?
Few seconds.
No diagram must take more than 30 seconds. This is one, this is another, this is another, this is your orbit, and this is your frontal bone, this is your parietal bone, this is your occipital bone, this is your temporal bone, this is slight projection at the back of the ear, you can feel also. This is mastoid, this is mandible, lower jaw, this is maxilla, upper jaw, and this is zygomatic. We call it cheekbone. It is not a cheekbone. Just below the orbit, this is the eye orbit, the socket in which the eye is located. So how much time does it take? You know, I literally hated drawings. But in 8th, there was a choice in our school whether you take up Sanskrit or you take up drawings. I took Sanskrit. Then family tradition was also there, and because of which I could learn Sanskrit easily also. And I read Manu Samriti in the original text. And because of that, I read that book. I don't know whether you have heard about it or not, The Truth About Caste. That may be helpful not only in anthro, but in social issues also, and essay also, and maybe history also. You know, history is being revised. The UGC, it has changed the syllabus of history honors. NCERT is also on the way to revise history books. 11, 12 are already revised. I don't know when they'll bring in, but in any case, they are. So I took up, but when I took up Anthro, I realized how essential it is. So I developed interest in that. I used to draw these things on sand in the beginning. And we had the teachers who are of the nature that teach yourself kind of things. And if you fail, then they will tell you. And that is the approach I also follow in the class. You have to try. Then you know that movie, Main Hoon Na? I suggested this name to that Khan. Main Hoon Na rakho uska naam. So Main Hoon Na, why are you worried? Fine. So things are not difficult. You have to learn. Or you can say things are difficult, but you have to learn how to make easy. Done, Shubham?
Sir, one more question. So regarding the GS preparation, so let's say like I have joined the coaching, online coaching for GS. So how much, what will be the schedule of the coaching classes that
Sir,
will
we have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And even that much is tough for the candidates who are preparing sincerely.
So according to you, sir, like
these
how much
topics.
are we expected to give in terms of like daily 7 to 8 hours per
It
day?
depends. It varies from person to person.
So, sir, what do you say? So
Till
I
the
would,
time we have finished this, it is almost about 2 months or so. You have to fully devote to answer. For the next 1.5 months to 2 months, you can alternate days, you can have enough time for. But if your group is sincere enough in answer writing, actually you can prepare in 4 months only when you are sharing answer writing. If you are individually writing answers yourself, I doubt whether you can complete in 8 months even. Fine.
yes,
And
sir.
let me tell you that, sir, that he'll make a group of 10. You take it from me that not more than 5 would be sincere. I wish that only 4 be sincere. 4 is an ideal group. But if you don't write answers during the class, many of you, after the batch is over, they want to get answers evaluated individually. And I tell very straightforward that if I start checking answers individually, I'll have to close classes and evaluate answers only. So don't expect me to ask your answers. When you bring it, I simply ask, where is the group? They say it was last batch, previous batch. I'm least concerned with that. So I want you people to finish and through within 4 months only, at the best another 15 days. Even if you are appearing in 2025, but prepare your optional. That gives you the confidence that I have already finished 500 marks worth it. Another, say, for basic for essay, another 100 for social issues also. Almost half the preparation is done.
So regarding the question answer part, won't it be better? Won't there be some questions which require multiple topics interlinking those? So in the start, when we'll cover some few topics, let's say, and we're writing
I
answers.
told you, after prelims, when you will be looking at your answer, you will realize that it is.
Okay. So we'll revisit it then. Basically,
You
when
have to. Yes.
Oh,
अंशिका का फिर से हाथ खड़ा हो गया.
Yeah,
तो जिसका
sorry,
हाथ
sir.
खड़ा था वो बैठ जाओ ना उसको. हाँ, yes sir.
Sir, I have another question. That's why.
बोलो.
Okay. So my question is from the value addition perspective. Will you be as a mentor helping us, especially in paper 2, where there's a huge scope for case studies and all?
Helping you with case studies as a mentor.
How will I help you in case studies?
So will that be a part of our coaching process with you?
I told you in WhatsApp group, every day you will be getting currents updated. See, there are currents which are presently available on our website. In the morning when I get up, I read 2 newspapers in Hindi, Hindustan and Navbharat Times. Then I firstly take up Hindu, then Indian Express, then Morning Standard, then Times of India, then Statesman, then Business Standard, then Economic Times, then Tribune, and then Hindustan Times. And then I upload in the group. But the information which is in the journals or magazines, we share in WhatsApp groups only, not for the public. Website is for the public. So you can visit our website and find out all the information which is required with respect from newspapers. Your job is to do whatever is expected of you. My job is to tell you what I expect from you. Simple. Fine. And then there are two things before we, and I doubt how many questions are there still. First is that when you pay fee, it is not a fee, it is an investment. Why? Because firstly, you can continue seeking assistance, advice till the time you make it to it, till the time you need it. Second is, the moment you become IAS, you get your fee back. So where is the fee? Until last year or this year, we are having return of fee for all those people who get into IAS in the general category. From next year onwards, we are also including IPS and IFS also. People who become IAS, IFS, IPS in the general category cutoff, they will be getting full return of fee. So where is the fee? And if you look at the videos of the toppers, you will find they are being given the check. If you pay in cash, you will get in cash. If you pay in check or account transfer, you will get in check only. Account transfer also you will get by check. Pavan?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, my question is like I am starting my preparation right now. It will be better with whether I should start with the optional or with the GS, or should I do it combinedly?
So you people are wise enough. At that age, you are running the country. And about your preparation, you are asking me. You know your qualities, you know your virtues. My job is to share my experiences. Then you decide how you can benefit from that.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Ultimately, you have to prepare everything. But one advice is, before thinking about prelims, you must finish with your mains preparation.
Okay.
I have a doubt, as optional is removed in UPPSC. Can it be removed from UPPSC also, because my first attempt is in 2025? I have been listening to this thing for the last 10 years. And second thing is that even UPSC doesn't know. How would I know? And third thing is, even if UPSC removes an optional, the advantages that you get from anthropology, all those things which I told you, plus facing the interview as well. The integrated answers that you can answer in the interview, nobody else can. And no knowledge is a waste. The problem is, if you don't prepare right now, you will be late even for 2025. Because you will start preparing after the notification comes. And notification comes in January or February. Then so it may be, I'm not sure, but one thing I'm very sure is that UPSC has already a suggestion with them that if they want to make any changes, they should report at least 1 year in advance. Fine. Shubham फिर से.
Oh, yes, sir. So one doubt.
Hmm?
Sir, regarding the answer writing part, what sources do you suggest apart from the class notes and the one book that you told us that we should be reading for our answers?
You ask me the question and I will tell you the source.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, sir.
If you read my book, that In Search of Ourselves, in the preface itself, I think I have written the names of more than 30 books that I have consulted for that. How many
Okay.
more books you require to write an answer?
No, sir, that's better if that's sufficient because multiple sources
When
will.
I tell you that if you are asked to write 300 words, I dictate 350. What does this mean?
So we'll have sufficient material.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you. Done. So any other doubts if you have, you can ask Antim sir. Antim sir will give his phone number. But during this inquiries for this batch, I felt one thing. Some of the people, they would call and then they would switch on their recordings. I disconnect. Again they call. Again they switch on their recording. I again disconnect and I block the person. Means the people who are doing it, they don't have even courtesy to ask whether they should or they should not. Always remember, if you are joining an institute, आप institute पे कोई एहसान नहीं कर रहे. You are coming to the institute to seek something, and when you are a seeker, you have to be humble. ठीक है? चलो, God bless you all. अंतिम सर.
So guys, just one short moment. So let me just tell you again about the admission process fee details. Yeah, and then I'll take up any queries that you have and any other queries that you wish to ask that you were a little hesitant to ask Vaid sir. Okay. Usually I'm a way more jolly person than this. Particularly I'm saying to the people sitting in the offline room. You caught me on a very off day. Chalo khair. Firstly, there are two batches. One is morning batch 9 to 11:30 and other is 2 to 4:30. Fine. The afternoon batch is for sure starting from 15th April, that is a Saturday. For morning batch, we are yet to finalize the date. So the date will be updated to you on the website. It will be starting latest by May 1st week, not any late. Okay. And both the batches will have around 120 seats in online as well as offline mode. Okay. So the registrations are beginning from 2nd April and sharp 8 a.m. In the past, it was observed that there is a lot of rush. So we recommend that you join 8 a.m. sharp and register yourself. While registering, you will have to fill your name, phone number, email address, permanent home address, and you have to take your batch preference, whether online or offline, morning or afternoon. Excuse me. After that, you have to pay a 2,000 rupees fee that will be non-refundable. But when you take admission, it will be adjusted in the final fee. The fee for online batches 52,000 and the fee for offline batches 59,000. Okay. So once you have registered, the process is a little separate for morning and afternoon. Oh, sorry, no, online and offline mode. For offline mode, everything you will be able to complete on the website itself, and you will have next 3 days from the date you register to make the remaining fee payment. Once you have done the fee payment and completed your admission, you will obviously receive an email saying that your admission is complete and all. And by the evening of 6th March, I'll be making the WhatsApp group and adding you there. And further details will be followed on the WhatsApp group itself regarding the app, regarding study material, everything. We will be having classes in live mode on our app itself, and it is for mobile and tablet devices. If no, someone has a grievance that they have a smaller screen phone, I request you to please arrange a tablet from someone or a bigger screen phone, how you prefer. But still, no, I have trained cameraman here who make sure that even a small screen phone will have sufficient view. Still, the 2-2.5 घंटा छोटी screen में देखना थोड़ा, it's a tough thing. Anyway, for the study material, it will be couriered to you after 1 week of commencement of class. So you will be confused. पाले क्या पढ़ेंगे भाई? So you will be studying from Vaids ICS book, Social Cultural Anthropology in Search of Ourselves. You should skip first 3 chapters of now. Otherwise, you may feel that you are losing interest in anthropology, to be honest. Start with chapter 4 to 9. That is the flow we will be taking up in class. The first chapter will be the first chapter that we take in class is marriage, chapter 4 of Vaids book. Okay. Regarding offline admission, you will be given a date and time slot at which you have to visit the institute and complete the admission process. Make sure to bring 2 passport photographs and 1 photocopy of a government ID, along with the whatever the way you wish to make the fee payment. You can pay the fee by cash, check, or online transfer, UPI, but not by card. So plan accordingly. In case you are traveling from out of the city and you have a reservation on a different date, I request you to give me a call. My number is 953 and I'll give you the appropriate time slot. Right? Then other than that, if you have any queries, let me first elaborate a little about answer writing. I think that is the part you all are curious about. So what I do, I divide people in group of 10, and like Wes mentioned, usually minimum 4 people are not active. Either they are doing their graduation, pursuing GS coaching, whatever XYZ the reason may be. So what we will do is first you guys among each other will try to evaluate the answer and come up with the best version as per you. Then you will be sharing it with our counselors or me. Once you get a go ahead from counselors or me that the answer is okay, then you get to show the answer to sir. So I deliberately kept it that way because you must have heard it from older students. Sir, sir की डांट खा के पास हो गए, but आजकल बच्चे ना they find it tough to hear डांट. So that is why we added this process in between. So answer is at a certain level of maturity when it reaches sir. Okay. So this is basic information I wanted to give you. Now over to you guys. You may ask. You people sitting in the class, any queries?
Sir, if I want to choose between PSIR, history, or anthro, which one should I choose?
Okay. Vidhi, I'll request that you raise your hand when you're asking the question. Still, I'll take it. First, tell me your education background. Mute.
So I have done my Bachelor of Arts in Economics, Geography, and Pol Science.
Economics, geography, and poli science. Then I'll suggest that instead of PSIR, you go with economics as per your academics record. But again, I'm talking about what the scoring has been. When you are choosing any optional, you should always go through the UPSC reports that are available on UPSC's website. See the scores that have been achieved by the toppers, the average score, the people passing, all those things, and then make a wiser decision. Economics is way more scoring, it's my understanding, than history or political science, because both of them are quite subjective. Okay. And the syllabus, if you say, is way bigger if you compare it with Anthro. तुम्हारा syllabus, if you take up for history or pol science, syllabus is at least 3 to 4 times of what Anthro is. So that is a challenge. The time you save on from optional preparation, you can use on GS. And there is one conception among students always, that if I take VOBAD or I take VSIR, my entire GS paper 2 is covered. Okay, that is why it's favored a lot. But my understanding is that if you say need 20 days, I'm just saying in random numbers here, if you need 20 days to study the required paper 2, you will take 100 days to study optional for PSIR or history. And that much time, the remaining 80 days, you can do Anthro twice. So sometime you will say. But in your particular case, you could do good with PSIR as well, because you have studied it in graduation.
Yes, sir, but
वो case
अब जब
just last बात मेरे को पूरी करने दो. There is just the usual case that people get bored of what they have studied in graduation for 3 years. If that is the case, then I suggest you choose a different option. अब बोलो.
No, sir, that's not the case, but I am concerned कि PSIR में बहुत ज्यादा number of students आ रहे हैं.
तो
So
उससे
वो
तुम्हारी
ऐसा
क्या
लोग
दिक्कत
कहते
है?
हैं कि वो ऐसा कहते हैं, मतलब ऐसा जिनसे बात किया वो कहते हैं कि it could be butchered. और
अब
अभी
यार
2-3
butcher
सालों में
तो
उसका
people
स्कोर
are.
थोड़ा उसका स्कोर थोड़ा लोअर साइड में जा रहा है PSIR का, और हिस्ट्री में अराउंड 50 लोग सिलेक्ट होते हैं. सो आई एम कंफ्यूज बिटवीन द टू.
नहीं देखो, ऐसा कोई यूपीएससी का नहीं है कि आपको इसमें इतने बच्चे रखने हैं, बट हाँ ऐसा एक कॉमन बिलीफ है लोगों में that when optional is getting a good score, then it is hammered. All marking is done tough. But if that is the case, that you have to, देखो, to be honest, ऐसी सिचुएशन में होता क्या है, टॉपर के आंसर पब्लिक हो जाते हैं. ओके और जब टॉपर के आंसर पब्लिक होते हैं तो सबके आंसर की क्वालिटी बढ़ जाती है. यार पानी देना. तो आप जब एवरेज आंसर की क्वालिटी बढ़ गई, दैट मींस एवरेज मार्क्स आर डिक्रीजिंग. ओके, बिकॉज दे आर लुकिंग फॉर समथिंग यूनिक. So that way you have to find some additional content that you can share, that you can present. So with Anthro, we have been doing that. So if you see that over the years still, our highest score is more than 300 always. Okay? Like last year, even the highest score was from this guy, Narayan Amit. It was 306. However happening you do, it's even if it's staying higher than 300, though scoring to rahega hi. But I still trust your judgment to make a better call. Go through the reports of UPSC, because Anthro का data मेरी tips पे है, but history और इसका नहीं है. अगर detail में बात करने, then you call me after, and I'll go through the reports and help you out.
Thank you.
हाँ जी, यश.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था, जैसे अभी हम ऑफलाइन क्लास ज्वाइन करते हैं, so the atmosphere, the things we get in offline, will that be same while we are joining here and online? As I am from Pune, so it won't be possible for me to.
So देखो, there are a couple of things. What I have witnessed is that communication is a challenge. You may mute yourself. There is a background noise from your side. And there is the communication is your challenge. Right now, I have about 60-70 inch screen in front of me. I am able to see you guys, but still you cannot compare it with the people who are sitting in person here. Okay, I am not able to maintain the proper eye contact. I cannot see your body language, how comfortable you are. So these things as a teacher, if I am doing, observing, then I'll have a better result with the student. So if in case you're not no, comfortable with communicating, you're a little shy or something like that, that things I can pick up easily in offline. In online, that gets a challenge. So you have to come up and speak up yourself. Okay. And Second thing is among your answer writing group. See, so that again becomes a challenge to coordinate and. But I try my best to intervene with you guys whenever possible. I have Zoom sessions and all in the group of 10. I'm saying, so you are able to maintain better cohesiveness. But still, that always does remain a challenge. And third thing is the most important is when I say when you are in this old Nagar area, you can get access to our library that is free for all our students and exclusively for our students only. So when you are studying in the institute, you have counselors, you have me, Vaids sir is there. Any doubts you have, you can get them clarified immediately. And when you are feeling like padne ka man nahi kar raha, you don't feel like studying, when you see people around you studying, 10-15 minutes break, but you will be forced to study. Yaar, wo pad rahe hain, main piche reh jaunga. That mentality is always there. So that will encourage you to study. Okay. So these
Sir,
are
but
the
when we are studying, like I am studying online, so the what would be the overall means process for the entire journey of the classes that we will start from you are saying 15th or the first week of May. Then, as sir mentioned, it would go up to 4 or 4.5 months.
the
As he
course will
mentioned.
go for 3.5 months. It will be ending by July last week. But ek baat I forget mentioning with you people that when you join us, we are there with you till you qualify. It's not that the 3.5 months that our relationship is over. You get the access to test series. You get the access to time-bound answer writing. If you have any answer writing backlog that can be cleared up, obviously, like sir said, in a group, and say your group is infunctional, I'll add you to a new group. People keep on doing that. Okay. And even if you feel like that, usually the problem is there is people from engineering background, they have a mental block towards physical portion, the one mentioned by sir. Okay. So people do want to attend the classes again, and you are more than welcome to do that. So if you wish to even repeat an entire batch, you can. There is no foundation. And usually what we suggest people to do, say you are in December batch, the students who are, and they wish to revise anthropology along. So I recommend them to attend the Sunday replay classes. So that way they watch the class, and by the end of the class, they'll also update the answer if there is any new information, any research is there. So everyone is welcome for that.
Sir, and one question I had, as you mentioned, you would be teaching us about the theories and thinkers and all. So, can you just tell me in brief that how much the portion of the syllabus would be there? In means how much syllabus is there? कि thinker में आपको इतना syllabus है?
यार देखो, I will be explicitly taking up theories portion, जो तुम्हारा point number 6 है syllabus में. Okay. And again with that, I'll be explaining the whatever the linkages that have and how you can use them. But when sir is taking other topics, he himself cover up these things that where you have to link through the thinkers. For example, if I say here, well, let's take up definition of marriage. So not, I think definition of marriage is not the thing. Let's take up religion. So religion from evolutionist point of view, you have to take it. Plus, as well as functional point of view, you also have to take it. So that is the way only sir takes it in class. Okay. So the integrated thinkers part that usually the toppers talk about, I think your concern is that. Is it? So that is taken up care of in the class itself. And when I take up thinkers as well, I reconnect them again, or at least try to do so.
Sir, and I had a query regarding, not regarding optional. It was related to some GS. When, as we have definite sources for many of the GS subjects, like GS1, GS2, GS3, but we don't have that much definite for GS4. There are all we have to cover from multiple sources. Then, if we study in anthropology, then how much it helps in GS4 also, in ethics also? Can you specify
देखो
that?
सबसे पहली है, सबसे important बात है, while studying paper 2 part 2 tribal India, you develop a very strong empathy towards tribal if you study properly. and that empathy helps you in answering all the case studies. Okay, and but तो अगर तुम सोच, if you're thinking that the approach of these theories you can use in ethics, that is not very much advisable. Okay, but the effect on case studies will be very much. For instance, if I ask you that there is a migration happen, there was a fire in a no very big mine. So what, as a DM of the place, what is your take? What the steps will you take? Please answer.
It would be that that the people who are working over there, first safety of those people would be my first concern. Then it would be means that's what I can think right now, that the safety of the people.
Now
So that
I'll add up to you. Okay. I'm not going to put you on the spot now. Okay. Just a casual convo. So देखो बात क्या है, the mostly the people working in mines are tribal people living near to mines. If the mine is on fire, all the villages have to be evacuated. You have to engage for the food and water for the people there, sanitation, then again rehabilitation or something. Then you have to understand what is their attachment to living in that particular place. If that there's something is that you have to put forward to the political administration. Okay, so these things also you keep on getting. Again, if I say that you have a situation of a riot that is imminent, you cannot do anything to stop it. What will be your response? And this usually gets asked in the interview. Yeah? You will simply respond, sir, I'll put police there, I'll get CRPF, I'll get army. Fine. And usually people end it there. But when you study Anthro, you get the holistic approach. When riots are imminent, there is bound to be fire. There bound to be material damage. So fire brigade on standby. People bound to be hurt. So ambulance on standby. Hospital at full capacity. These things these things you get with a brighter, wider perspective.
yes, sir. I was having one last concern. While we join classes, as sir mentioned, before we attend the class, we have to read just all the materials or any topic which is going to be taught today. So in the class, sir is teaching a topic. Then we take what we do. You mentioned answer writing. So it is after class practice, right? In class, we just
Only
note
after
what.
the topic. Dekho, the thing is that syllabus is new to you. I hardly have one student in every year that is a graduate in anthropology. Even in DU, there is only one college, Hansraj, that takes it. So everyone is new to the subject. Whatever you read and whatever you understand is not what you should be. Okay? You are, no, people tend to infer things wrongly. First, those are rectified. Then any additional points are provided. Whatever needs to be taken up. So we do conduct the coaching in question answer manner only. Okay. So whatever the assigned questions are, what will be the approach? In beginning of every section, Vaids sir will give you questions for which answers are to be prepared, or I'll give the questions. Say, okay. And those answers we talk in terms of. But if you are expecting you will get a long spoon feeding type situation, so that is never, because the idea is to broaden your perspective, enable you, not give you. So that is the idea. And if you go with that way कि सब कुछ पढ़ाना तो 6 महीने की कोचिंग भी चलती है एंथ्रो की. ठीक है, got it? चलो अंशिका जी.
So yes, so one quick question. So will there be an individual assessment of the test series? And if
नहीं,
yes, how
test
many?
evaluation we do, and for test we evaluate in majorly by discussion. So what we do is we have the test, and after that the discussion is scheduled. So just a minute. Say usually people don't complete test in very first week. Okay, most of you I believe are engineers. and no, even normal other graduates also, you have not given any paper more than 100 marks. There is a 250 marks paper. So we expect that it will not be completed. So we give you the paper and then we ask you to complete the paper. Not in just 3 hours, but complete it fully. Whenever 3 hours are over, you put a line there that till this point I have completed the the paper, and after that, whatever is. So once you are done with all the answers, we'll have a discussion same way. Sir will tell you that how much is to be written, what is not. Then after that, you will correct the answers, and those corrected answers can be evaluated. Okay, not the direct first copy.
Okay, thank you.
Usually, people after getting this, no, the feedback, they are satisfied that हाँ award नहीं prepare करना. सिर पे GS भी बैठा होता है. But those who do, they are well. Himanshu, I am in graduation last year from DU. Why are you not using your mic, sir? If you are in graduation last year, so your graduation is supposed to end by May only, na? And graduation last year is usually people are 20. So थोड़ा wait कर लो, August वाला batch join कर लेना. Because your graduation if percentage, if it goes off, then it's definitely a question in interview. The way you tackle that is up to you, but mind it कि अगर percentage गिरी है तुम्हारी graduation में, the interview board will definitely ask you. So I suggest better maintain your graduation percentage and then go for UPSC. हाँ जी, Pawan.
Sir, what you said, like during answer writing discussion and all, is it a part of our classroom timing or else it will be additional?
No. The answer evaluation is outside class, na? That way the class will go on for 6 hours. Okay. All of you have other arrangements also. Someone will have something, someone will have other. So we assign individual counselors to each group, and with them you coordinate when you wish to do the answer writing, answer evaluation. And once you are done, you send it to me, and I'll schedule it with the Vaids sir.
Okay.
Shubham?
Oh, yes,
ये
sir.
लड़का बहुत अच्छा है. He wants to make sure everything is as per him. I really appreciate this. I'm not being sarcastic. I really appreciate this, that you get all your queries answered before you join the coaching.
So my question is, after we are done with the 3.5 to 4 months, that like when we have completed the syllabus months, so what programs will we have in the answer writing part from the coaching?
For that answer writing, though, you have already done during the course. You have prepared around 175-80 questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, those are there. After that, you're done. You will definitely be going for previous year questions. You are not that easy to be satisfied. So we recommend that you don't go for questions that are asked just once, because no, those are experiments from the examiner. I say that for a better word. Someday some examiner will come who is a fan of, say, LP Vidyarthi or Professor Majumdar, and on that track he asks a lot, or maybe some foreign author, Geertz, maybe anyone. Okay? So they will ask question on that note. But if the question is asked twice, then the probability of it being asked is at least 5 times more than the one being asked just once. So I recommend you prepare the questions that are asked twice or more. Then you prepare those, and again you focus on GS. And every week you keep on cramming up the answers that you have prepared. Why cram up? Because, and again I say that's a 250 marks paper. You have never attempted this long. So unless you have crammed up stuff, you can't write that fast. Okay. And after if I say for your batch, you will have test series in October, most likely mid-October this year. That will have 6 tests, 4 section-wise and 2 comprehensive. Then after prelims, we'll have 2 comprehensive tests. And for the people who qualify prelims, for them we have time-bound answer writing. In time-bound answer writing, we address how you should attempt the answers in exam scenario. So for instance, if there is a 20 marker, ideally you're supposed to write it in 14 minutes. We'll give you 20 minutes to write those answers. Okay. Then we'll discuss that what extra you have written, how we can shorten it. If you have missed any point, you can add it. And then again, you're told to write in say 13 minutes. So this is the way it goes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And this is not just for this year. If you attempt for 2025 also, 24, 20 or 23 to ho gaya khair, 24, 25, this support will continue.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yash?
Sorry, as you mentioned, the means the post-class assistance means you were saying that after 3.5 months of classes, you have tests, and then after if all goes good and pre is you complete pre, so that is done online basis also. Means
Yeah.
as I am from,
Yeah.
I would be doing it
Test
from
series
Pune.
time-bound answer writing usually is done online only. Time-bound answer writing people do in the class, but test series is done online only. Okay. The reason is time-bound by your prelims. If you're hoping to qualify prelims, the first thing you are supposed to do is to come to Delhi. The day you give your prelims, and if you're expecting to qualify, by next morning you should be in Delhi, ideally. So a lot of people are in Delhi, so we do the time-bound answer writing offline as well. But other programs are online only. Test series, both the test series. Okay. Even your
No,
interview.
but that time bound can that be also online?
That will be online also.
Yeah.
Like same way we are doing the seminar offline and online. Same way it will be. Same way the class is. Same way the time-bound answer writing will be.
Sir,
क्या तुम job कर रहे हो? Are you in a job?
No, I am currently.
You are
I
giving
am
the full-time preparation, na?
Yes, I am in full time.
ठीक.
Sir, and the number you gave, I can call it on it for any further queries if
Sure.
I have.
यार
Before
आज थोड़ा मेरी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, मे बी नहीं उठा पाऊंगा कॉल, तो प्लीज कल कर
No,
देना.
not today, not
हाँ,
today,
कल
but
कर. I'll rest after the session, but कल से you can.
okay, sir. Thank you.
और कोई query guys? None? Chalo, I'll just summarize once. The admissions for upcoming batches are starting on 2nd April at 8 a.m. sharp. For people looking for offline, I recommend you you register sharp at 8 a.m. because the rush is highest for the online batches. The process I've already shared. The fee for online batches 50,000 and fee for offline batches. Oh, sorry. The fee for online batches 52,000 and fee for offline batches 59,000. And no, batches are starting from 15 April. For afternoon batch, it's definite, starting from 15th April. The morning batch, it's a little tentative, but before the registration date, it will be made upfront. Okay. Chalo, guys. All the best. Hope to see you soon in person.